You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show podcast, the podcast show where we unlock potential one dream at a time. Today, we have another guest whose journey is truly worth hearing. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Moneyway experience.
What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show in association with Believe Network, the podcast that brings you stories of resilience, creativity, and world-changing vision. I'm your host, CJ Moneyway, and today we have a truly remarkable guest who embodies the spirit of reinvention and creative energy. Our guest today is Aisha, a global citizen with an incredible story. Born in Mongolia and orphaned at the age of 2, Aisha has since traveled to over 60 countries, built a thriving career in art and business, and authored the Joyful Living Guidebook. She's a world traveler, artist, entrepreneur, free spirit whose work has even been sent to space. Wow, with SpaceX. Go on, girl. Aisha, welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show. It's a pleasure to have you on today.
Hi, CJ. Thank you for having me, by the way. I'm here in Lisbon, Portugal right now. You know, we have almost 7 p.m. here.
Okay.
So we're very happy. We're happy people asking questions, ready for the questions.
Someone that's been to over 60 countries, ain't no telling where you may be next week or the week after that, huh? World traveler. I like it. Plus, everybody, she's been to LA and been to a few Lakers games. And I'm a tad bit jealous because I've been a Laker fan for 46 years. Have never been to the Forum or the Staples Center. But I'm going to get there one day. So thank you for coming up to the show, Aisha. So Aisha, let's start with your inspiring journey. You was born in Mongolia and experienced a difficult beginning, being orphaned at a young age. How did that early experience shape the person you are today?
Well, for me, you know, I understood what freedom is in very early age, to be in my own, making my own decision, you know, understanding the reality of life in a little bit different way than probably most of the people are. So like for me, my start of my life was a little bit rough and bumpy, and I managed to get through this with my positive attitude and, you know, with my gratitude. Because I feel like I started to read very early when I was around 6, because I was a very curious child, kind of understanding how I want to create the life I'm living today. And I remember when I started to read books, I started to read to everyone around me because I was so excited. So I loved, like in the beginning, to read the fairy tales. So I brought the fairy tales books from library, and I was reading it to the other kids, and I just enjoyed it very much. So I think like my passion towards travels come from the books, because I really nerd. I speak many languages. I love to read books in all languages, actually. I love history. So like for me, that was probably one of the getaway, I would say, to the different reality from the reality that I was living in. So it was kind of escape, one of the escape places where I can dream and I can, you know, be a princess, or, you know, Aladdin. I remember like I was watching the Aladdin and was reading about Aladdin. So he was one of my characters of like living a free-spirited life and being happy. all the time, no matter what life throwing to him. So I was feeling like I was very curious as well. Like I love adventurous and I love to adventure around and being very curious kid. Like I like outdoors activities and always run around and kind of like hyperactive, I would say. And when I was 9, or like I was 8 or 9 years old, I was in the library. Library was my like a safe space where I could dream and I can, kind of like imagine my life. What if I would be like a princess or like living in my own fairy tale or a queen. I was feeling like it's a different reality you started to create because the environment you around is like tough and difficult to kind of to live every day. And like some kids maybe like have this imaginary, and I believe I had like imaginary friend for like a while. And I'm just feeling like my life is amazing. I just, I haven't looked at myself as a victim because I always look for solutions and way to kind of being curious and learn something different about the life and about the people. And I was a very curious kid and adventurous. So when I was 8 and 9, I wrote to a school, English school, that I found a newspaper or like it was a magazine. And I wrote them my story. And because I wanted to learn English and my own, nobody was speaking English and I didn't have any like, language teachers around me. And I want to learn English in my own. And I remember I wrote them letter. I don't remember how many pages. And I started to receive books from them, books and, cassette. It was a cassette that time. And after I started to receive CD from them. And I was learning English by myself for years. Of course, I didn't have anyone to practice it with. I just, doing it from the curiosity things. And I feel that was probably one of the things when I was doing something that outside of the box, not so many kids actually curious to do something that's outside of the box. And I was one of them who's always kind of like getting out of my comfort zone and always like thinking for myself and imagining. And I was like 9 to 10. I was like telling to my teachers, I'm going to travel around the world. I'm going to live in all the cities around the world. And teachers was like, yeah, of course. Like, ha ha. And I was like, and all these pictures in the geography class. And I was like, I'm going to there and I'm going to be there and I'm going to be there. And I am, I was in all these places. The pictures that we had in the geography class. And I'm feeling like because of my attitude, I always have this like, I would not say like a fighter. I was kind of like a fighter, but I was not like a fighter. I was just like very pure and honest and direct about what I want. And I also made a decision towards that. Because I remember when I started to travel, I love to travel. And when I was 15, 16, and I started to travel by was a group of hitchhikers around Russia. And after that time, I already like live in Russia. And I started to travel around. And after we went to the Central Asia, and one day we were passing through Moscow. And I remember I was sitting and I was thinking, if I want to travel around the world, I get to move to the capital because it would be easy for me to travel around the world. And it was very scary because I was living in a very small village and about like less than 1,000 people. And after I moved to the like a little bit bigger city, was about 700,000 people. And for me, it was already a big move, for the university. And I remember to move to Moscow was like 10 millions, 15 millions of people. First time when I arrived there, I was like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelmed me in such a level that I couldn't even like imagine that it would be so scared. I was very scary, to make that action or like a decision. I was like, oh my gosh, it's just too much. So I come back to my little city and I remember I was doing it again, the trips. And I was like, okay, I got to go do it again. And eventually, after it was my third time, I decided to stay. Of course, it was many things happened in my life, like many different small decisions towards that when my university actually transferred me to Moscow because of my like active attitude. I was doing a lot of active work in the university and politics that, and I feel like it was bringing me subconsciously towards where I want to be. Mm-hmm. So when I moved to Moscow, of course, I had a bit better opportunities, better kind of like a life and better friends. And, like everything has changed in such an amazing way that eventually I moved to Norway and I just, travel around the world. Of course, I went to Egypt, the small like kind of trips, we call them hot trips because you can get like a cheap all-included things in Russia from Moscow to, Egypt, or I think it was Hurghada or something like that, Sharm el-Sheikh. And I was 18, and I feeling like that time of my life, I already owned the house. I bought the house in the city where I come from. Because my friends was telling me, oh, it takes all life to buy the house. And I bought the house outside 30 minutes from the city where there's like about 1 million people. And I was thinking like, oh, I will have all my life to build this house because the house was like 3 floors house. And was a garden, with apple trees and peaches and my friends coming over and they say to me, oh, and the third floor and first floor was not functional so well because I had to rebuild it. It's kind of like, renovate it. And I said to them, I'm just 17. It's all my life in front of me. In 10 years, I'm going to get my driving license, and I will like start to work towards like driving between the city and this. It was like a little town outside 30 minutes away. And my friends was like, oh my gosh, it's just disgusting to be here. And it's like, it was kind of like a, old house.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so proud of it because I bought it for my own money. I was like working for that. And it was not expensive at all. Like it was like pennies. And my friends was like, it takes 30 years to pay for that, like mortgage and stuff. And I'm like, no, you just go and, why I need I was thinking in my mind, it was like, I'll finish my university, I don't want to live in the city. I want to live a little bit outside with a nice garden where I can have the, like apple trees and I can eat all of this, during the summer and I will just drive to the city when I need to, and that was in my mind because I would be very rich and I will be like traveling anyway. So I don't need to live in a city. Like, why do I need to be in a city? So I couldn't understand that, and so eventually I moved to Moscow and I left everything behind me. And after I sold the house and everything, when I moved to Norway, the point is like, I understood in life, you just make these decisions and you don't listen to the people, all this noise outside, who doesn't believe in themselves, who creates the problems instead to create the solutions and, and look for the things that can work out instead to look for the things that will not work out, and by actually have the power of thinking for themselves and decide what matters for me first place and think a little bit like long term, not like a short term. Because in my mind, I was like, I will move to Moscow for like 5 years and, I will like getting very good job and I will like eventually getting the business and I will have a business and I will come back and I will stay in my little house and I will be super happy because family and kids was not ever in my mind. Like I didn't want to have that. Yeah. And I'm just like, want to live for myself. And I remember I had a boyfriend and he was like, I want to have kids and I want to marry when we're going to marry. And I'm like, no, I got to travel around the world first. I got to first see the world until, I said, no, I don't want to marry. I don't want to have kids. I was very clear about that, Yeah. And so when I moved to Moscow, he didn't move with me. And I said to him, let's move together. We're going to be a team. We get to kind of like working things out. And he decided to stay, in the little town or like smaller town. And, life just happened. I applied for the study in Norway as exchange student and I got a place. I moved to Norway and all my friends was like, no, don't move. You're very happy here. You have your career and everything is fine. I was already working in real estate. I already was working in tourism, and I was doing like a hustle kind of things. And I did very, very well, very, very good. And I was already could afford myself like 2 trips a year to like this, like a hot spot all included for us. It was like, wow, that time. And I was like, I'm already like, now I'm remembering it, I'm already really successful from the beginning because of my mindset, because I didn't listen to outside noise. I just did what I feel it's right for me in the first place. And when I moved to Norway, my friends was like, oh, don't, like, some of them was like it was two camps. Like, one of them was like, yes, go, it's going to be fun, you will come back if you want to. Another was like, no, please don't go, you're very good here, everything is fine here with you, like your life and your career and everything moving like forward. And I said like, okay, I will just go for like a year, just a 1 year. And, I just stayed. I got a job there as an engineer because I was studying engineering. And, life just happened because I was like, Norway is way better. I started to travel more, like already around Europe. And after I went to America, that was my first trip to New York. And I remember I was like 20 years old. And I'm staying there in Times Square and watching this big screen, 59, 58, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on this beautiful dress from whatever, like I bought like this an amazing, like a Dolce & Gabbana, whatever, the first time in my life. I'm like sitting there, super rich, feeling myself so rich and so successful. And I was like, I'm a winner. And I'm staying there on the top of this restaurant that was, for the new year. And outside of the balcony, and I'm like, I'm a winner, and I was just so happy in that moment of my life. And I'm just feeling like I'm on top of the mountain, like I achieved all my dreams that I was imagining for myself. And I was thinking like, it's going to take me all my life to get there. And, and I just like this decision that I choose to make and the opportunities that arrived. And I just took these opportunities. And here I am, traveling around the world, speaking many languages, did many careers, and all of that was successful. And I'm just sending my art to the space, like publishing my book, doing many businesses, like I'm just feeling life, it's a gift. And we get to look at the life as opportunity. And the thing is like when opportunity is arriving, we get to take them because it's for us. Life is for us. We're the creators of everything that's happening for us. And we get to say yes, because I look at my life as a winner and not as a victim. It's my choice, because I feel like no matter what or what, I'm a winner because I'm here in this planet Earth already, and I'm still alive. I'm still living my dreams, and it's so many more dreams to live. And I'm still very young, and I already lived so much. I've been in Lakers games in Miami, in Los Angeles, like in New York. I'm just feeling like I've been in all this, maybe some people like, when it was Brazilian soccer game, Brazil was playing and won. I was in Brazil that year, and was like a party all night in the street. And I was in this football game, and I was like, that's you living a life. And when I look around and I'm just thinking like, I'm living my dream, and all my dreams is real. Whatever I imagine, whatever I decide, I just live it for real. And nothing will stop me except myself. Nobody will stop you except yourself.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
So just live it and enjoy it, because life is for us. It's just so much magic in each day, and we're the creators of our life and of this magic that we're living now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Normally, when somebody speak, I can remember a whole lot of things that they say and come back. But man, you got so much, so many accomplishments. I totally agree with you on the part of you have to just go out and do things regardless of what the naysayers say and how people may feel. If that's what you feel like is best for you and that's the direction you're being led to, then you do whatever you feel in your heart to do in spite of how other people feel, you know. And then one thing you said earlier that made me think, I was curious too as a 6-year-old and a child and as a kid, but I didn't like books, and I think I was curious in the wrong way. I would throw books out the window. I wasn't sitting in the library reading books. I heard you say, you know, about your accomplishments, man. I'm just sitting here listening to you, self-made, learning English on your own. And then I think in the end, just not too long ago, you said something about being an engineer. I'm like, wow. I mean, like so many hats, you know, so many hats.
I didn't do drugs, that's why. You know, I'm a workaholic.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, Aisha. So let me ask you a question. You reinvented yourself multiple times because you didn't have what they say, something about many hats. I can't think of how it go right now, but jack of all trades. So anyway, you reinvented yourself multiple times. Artist, entrepreneur, world traveler, these things that you had already aforementioned. What motivates you to continually take risks and pursue new opportunities?
My dreams, because I have so many of them, and I'm just thinking like I just have one life. I get to live all of them. And you know, I'm just feeling like before I was like rushing the things all the time. I was like, I get to do this, and I get to do this, and I get to do this, and I was doing all of it. The thing is, I just understood one day. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to choose what I really like, because in my 20s, I always like I was thinking what I like, and I was doing so many activities, outdoors activities, you know, and I was like I'm really outdoor person. I like adventure. I like outdoors things like kite surfing, like I like go hiking on the mountains, climbing, you know, I love like everything that's outside. And every time when I was doing it in my 20s, I was like also dancing, you know, like salsa, bachata, kizomba, you know, tango. So like I done all of this in my 20s. In my 30s, I decided like, okay, what I want to do, because I just have 24 hours a day, and you know, I got to decide what I really enjoy and where I can do it, you know, that I don't need to spend like hours to get to tango or like to bachata, because, you know, I'm living in this neighborhood. For example, Los Angeles was not easy. It's like hour to go there, hour to go, you know, different direction. It's just such a long distance. Mm-hmm. So like you're getting tired, you know, and I mean, you're very active, but in the end, you're just feeling tired. So I feel where I am right now in Lisbon, Portugal, 10 minutes and I'm in acro yoga. 10 minutes, I'm in a tango. You know, I'm like 10 minutes. Everything is about 10 to 15 minutes to get anywhere I want. Like kite surf, it's just 15 minutes. You know, I can go and kite surf. I can do so many things, and I don't need to spend like an hour to get. So I can do more things during the day than I would do in a week somewhere in Los Angeles, you know? So I'm just feeling like I have just 24 hours and I have just one life where I want to have my base. I started to ask myself the question. Yes, I enjoy to be in America as well. I enjoy to be in Norway. I enjoy to be like in many other countries. I reinvent myself again, over again and over again. It doesn't matter where I'm in the world. I will be successful because I have successful mindset. So I just decided like I have one life where I want to do it, where I want to live. And it's here where I am. Because when I was living in Lisbon before, I had my property management company and I was doing real estate, luxury real estate, and I was living amazing life. Like Lisbon airport is just 20 minutes away. I can travel anywhere in the world, very cheap, you know, compared to other places. And metro is going directly there as well. So you have this amazing spot, and Lisbon has such a rich history. Portugal itself, it's so rich in so many amazing ways. And I'm just feeling like quality of life here is amazing. Quality of food here is amazing. So when I'm asking myself what I need more, nothing. I just so happy to be where I am. It's sunny 300 days a year. It's warm. Today we had 18 degrees, Celsius. So like for me, it's like amazing lifestyle that I have here. So I don't want to exchange with anything in the world. I do love to travel. I will continue to travel. And I just, last month I was in Italy, in Rome for like a week. And I'm just feeling like it's just 2 hours to go to the Rome, 2 hours to go in Paris. And the tickets cost like 20 euro. Like where in the world you can find these prices? Like, I'm just feeling like I'm living in heaven already, and I'm living my dream life already. So the rest, it will come itself. The rest, the other my dreams, the opportunity will arrive in the right time, and I will just take it because I know myself. I always take the opportunity that connected to my dream. And I will do absolutely anything on my body. I will do all the work to make it real. That's how I operate, because we have one life. So it's no time to think. It's time for action.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hey, man. And to my listeners, to the listeners that's listening to us today, please don't be jealous of Aisha like I am, who only spends 20 euros to go to Paris, to go to Rome, and things of that nature. And her life is great. Hey, Aisha.
Move to Lisbon. I'm here. I can be your person. Invest with me.
All right. Yeah, because we know that you got real estate. Maybe we may talk one day. Aisha, you've given us everything all the questions I probably had. I only have 2 questions, and then we can wrap this up. 1, your Joyful Living Guidebook offers simple strategies to stay centered and joyful in a fast-paced world. Some of the things you've been talking about. Can you share some key takeaways from the book that our audience can apply to their own lives?
Always enjoy your struggles. When you remember they're never alone, have a meditation in the morning, spend time with yourself, with your own thoughts, do your journaling, and always believe in yourself that you can do it. When you have the idea, know that you can make it real. Trust yourself.
I like that. Trust yourself. Okay, one more, because this one was fascinating. I saw it earlier, but I didn't really pay attention until I was reading it, introducing you. One of your standout accomplishments is having your art sent to space with SpaceX. How did that opportunity come about, and what did it mean for you as an artist?
Well, it was one of my dreams. And that point in my life, I lost absolutely everything. My life was kind of like I get to again reinvent myself from zero, because my documents were stolen, my van was broken in, and absolutely everything was stolen from me. And I was having nothing. I didn't have phones, I didn't have money, I didn't have nothing, absolutely nothing. And I was sitting there, and months after that, the opportunity arrived. While I didn't have anything, I just took that opportunity and I made it happen. And I believe like absolutely anything in life is possible. It doesn't matter how sad you are, how depressed you are. It doesn't matter if you don't have absolutely anything, no friends, no money, no parents. It's okay. The most important in life that you have yourself. And you can carry yourself to the end of this day, wherever, to the end of your life. You don't know when you finish this life. Just enjoy it, appreciate each experience life gives to us, because life's happening for us. So enjoy each moment, and even it's like, something like completely surprising you, embrace it with gratitude and positive attitude, because after the painful experience is always coming something very magical and such amazing that you could not even imagine that is there for you, because all your angels working for you to make your life more beautiful, more magical, and more incredible, because you deserve it. We all deserve to be in heaven and create your own heaven with your thoughts and with gratitude.
I like that. Live life to the fullest. So, Aisha, with so many accomplishments under your belt, what's next for you? And are there any new projects or collaborations you would like to talk about before we leave?
Right now, I'm developing an online program that's called Joyful Living. And I'm finishing my second book that's called Dream Life in the Flow. I finish it. It's going to be also part of my Joyful Living program that's going to be online. And I also right now would like to be a speaker for more events and conferences and summits. So I would love to get more, attention towards that, or like that people can start to invite me to this, like a host or like a speaker. And one more thing, I started to sail. So I spending more time on the water, on the sails, because one of my other big dreams is going around the world and by sailing boat. And it's not like right now, it's like a long-term goal. And you get to build a confidence, you get to build your, like a time for that, and really face it, because it's not going to happen in one day. It's a process, it's a work in progress. So, and another thing is invest with me, because I also have investment company that people can invest. I can be the trustee here in Portugal or like in Europe, because of all my connection and network that I have here, so I can help people. And I have my solo exhibition that's coming out in April here in Lisbon. More things is coming on my website, Aisha.today. It's AISHA.today. So just follow me and enjoy your life.
I like it, man. I like it. You just gave us another point to be jealous about. She's going to sail across the world one day,
One day, yeah.
Oh, man.
Because I'm living for myself.
I love the dreams. I love the dreams. Aisha, thank you so much for sharing your incredible story and insights with us today. Your life is a testament to resilience, creativity, and the power of reinvention. Before we wrap up, where can people contact you, learn more about your projects, and get a copy of your Joyful Living Guidebook?
Joyful Living Guidebook, you can find on Amazon, or just Google it, Joyful Living Guidebook by Aisha Makara. And you can also find me in my mentorship program. I do mentorship by one as well. It's on my website, Aisha.today, is AISHA.today. And you can schedule the call with me. You can book me as a speaker. You can know everything about me on my website, what I'm doing, about my art, and about my next projects.
What about your social media links? What can we find you at on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
Well, I have my Instagram, Joyful Living Guide. You can find me on Instagram. I don't use the other social media. I'm doing my best to be more less
normal.
Less in social media. It's too much.
I get you. I've scaled back the whole lot myself as well.
The right people always coming, that's what I believe in. The people who really coming into your life, they're not using social media. The level of people I'm inviting into my life is completely different level of consciousness, I would say, who operate in completely different, joyful way.
I get it. Trust me. I get what you're saying. Hey, so again, thank you, Aisha, for joining us on the CJ Moneyway Show. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. If today's episode inspired you, please leave a review, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little extra push to live joyfully and creatively, and travel the world, be yourself, and one day have your mindset to sail around the world. Until next time, stay brave, stay creative, keep carving your own path. This is your boy CJ Moneyway signing off. We out of here. Peace.
Joyful living.
Thank you for listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, leave a comment, and drop a review. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Friday for more inspiring journeys. Who knows? Your story might be next.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Hey, true crime fans and hustlers alike. Step out of the shadows and into the light with the CJ Moneyway Show, where real stories of resilience and legacy building take center stage. I'm CJ Moneyway, your host, guiding entrepreneurs and dreamers brick by brick through the grind to greatness. From faith-driven transformations to scaling your hustle, we've got the insights you need to win. Tune in to hear from reality stars, business moguls, and more at the CJ Moneyway Show. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and join the GI Hustle movement today. That's the CJ Moneyway Show. Don't miss it.